Hello, hello. Hey, Ringmaster Ray. Showing right now you're the only one here, so hopefully we'll get some more folks. Yep, I saw that. Thank you. We get a few minutes. Hopefully we'll get a few more folks up in here. That'd be nice. Shard it out. I'm a World of Warcraft player, so that has a different meaning to me. Hey, Doug. In World of Warcraft, if you shard something out, that means you disenchanted it to make a shard. They'll be disenchanting my show. It's your dyslexic. So how you guys doing? You're doing okie dokie? So I'm hoping we'll get a few more of our regulars tonight. Brainstorming always works best when the main crowd's around. It's gonna be the basics of tonight's show is gonna be brainstorming for the channel. The interactive part for you guys to give me your suggestions of what you want to see. All right, showing 5 people in right now. Hopefully we'll get a few more soon. There will be a sale on Tuesday. It's going to be a bit smaller lot list than usual, but there will be a sale on Tuesday. Excuse me. Our usual lot lists have always been 125 lots. And this coming week it's going to be like 80. So, be 45 less lots than normal. Don't everybody talk at once. Tonight's show's not going to work if you guys don't talk. Working on shipping? Cool, what are you sending me? Gold, silver, platinum? I take it all. Hey, Richard. Ah, gotcha. Working on dinner. Did you bring enough for the entire class? What are we having? Twist on a Cuban sandwich. Alrighty. Alright, well, still got 5 people on. Hopefully we'll get some more. So first off, I wanted to address something that I think was misunderstood a little bit at the end of Tuesday's stream, when I had let you guys know that I didn't know how much longer we're going to be able to continue doing the sales if things don't pick up. So I just wanted to clarify, yes, there is a chance if things don't pick up that we will no longer be able to do the sales. The channel's not going anywhere. So you guys don't got to worry about that. The channel will still be here. So I just wanted to clarify that. I think some people thought that if we weren't able to do sales anymore, then we were just going to delete the channel. And no, that's not the case. Still going to, get on and hang out at other channels and do occasional stuff on mine and all that. It's just, if we don't have money to buy stuff, we can't do sales. That's just how it works. So I just wanted to make sure to clarify that. The channel will still be here. I'll still keep doing shows. Still be hanging out. I'm hoping we won't have to stop doing sales, because I do enjoy doing them. I like helping you guys build your collections. I like helping Richard stock up for the apocalypse. So as of right now, moving forward, we will still be doing the sales, but until things can pick up, as I had mentioned on Tuesday night, we've had over 80% drop off in sales since the beginning of this year. And that has really, really, really hurt being able to continue doing things the way we have been. So we are still going to be doing them moving forward, but they are going to be smaller until things pick up again. So this coming week will be, as I had mentioned earlier, will be 80 lots instead of the normal 125. And, if we have to, we'll cut them down as much as to 50 lots, whatever, just to keep it going. And then once things pick up again, then we'll get back to the better lot count again. But until things pick up, we're limited by what funds come in during the sales, because that's, as I've mentioned many times over the past 5.5 years of doing this, we do our sales, you guys buy coins, we use that money to go get new coins, and then that's what we use for the next sale. The stuff that doesn't sell goes into a leftovers bin. At the end of the month, the leftovers bin gets put back into the regular inventory, and then you guys see them in sales again. That's how we do it. So I did spend some money today on some new stuff that I probably shouldn't have, but we needed it. So that's where we're at right now on the sales. Hopefully we'll get some new faces in, because I know some of the issues. I know you guys, obviously if you guys already have a coin, you're not going to buy another one unless you're Richard, because he's just stockpiles. So I know that, obviously we're limited on what we can get. It's based on what's available to us from our suppliers at the time. And if you guys already have it, obviously, unless it's an upgrade that you really want, obviously you're not going to buy it again. So we're aware of that. I know for a lot of you, money's been tight so far this year, so there's that factor. So that's why we need to build this channel. We need to get more people in here, and that's why I want to start doing more content that's going to draw more people in, so that hopefully on the sale nights, those new people will come in and grab some stuff for their collections. So I wanted to take some time tonight to open it up to you guys. Kind of a back and forth, you know, ideas for subjects that you guys would like for me to, you know, talk about on this show. Things you'd like me to keep an eye out for sales. Things that you've been wanting for your collections, whatever. I've got a notepad up, ready to type down your suggestions. So I do have some stuff coming in the future, as long as I'm able to do it with, you know, a lot of the stuff that I've been talking to you guys about. In order for me to do it, obviously it costs money. So some of it is going to be on hold until things pick back up and we can get more people up in here and all that kind of thing. You know, but I'm going to keep this show going. I want to, you know, still try and do some coin roll hunting shows here and there. I want one of the things I want to do that, of course, is going to take money is I wanted to get the Cheapskate Coins of the World Series going again, but that takes money to do that show. And then, you know, of course, I was talking about, you know, wanting to get a website built for you guys so that you guys can, you know, have access to us and our stuff all throughout the week easily. Of course, you know, hosting a website costs money. So that's one of those things that as soon as we can get things to pick back up, if we can get things back up to where they were last year, then we'll be able to start doing a bunch of this stuff. And then, you know, metal detecting, I'd like to start, you know, trying to do some metal detecting stuff. I've never done it before. I am a novice at it. I've never tried to do any kind of a video with it, definitely, or any kind of video like that. But I'd like to try and start getting into that, but you know, that takes some planning and all that kind of thing. So hopefully down the road that'll be something that'll be happening. You know, once we get to a point of being able to do it, I'd like to be able to actually open up doing the higher end sales. But of course, obviously that takes money too, because I need to be able to get stuff. It's not any better. I was telling people on, I think it was on Tuesday, that in the past, basically since COVID, our rent has doubled. And prices, you know, pretty much prices on everything have pretty much doubled. Yeah, I was talking about that. That, you know, there are people out there saying, "Oh, well, the economy is back to doing okay again." I was like, "No, it's not. What the heck are you looking at? Economy's terrible right now." Got food prices are out of control. Rent prices are going out of control. Homeless level is out of control. This is, for those of you that don't know, I'm 87. I'm 47 years old. I grew up in the 80s. I grew up during the time when we had the worst homelessness since the Great Depression. And I can't count the number of times in the past year that I've looked around and I have said, it feels like the 80s again. We got homelessness out of control. Crime is getting out of control again. Got a new Cold War starting. It feels like the 80s again. Try Portland. I would love to live in Oregon. Oregon is gorgeous, but man, it's expensive there. It ain't what it used to be. Well, if I was going to live in Oregon, I'd live out in the, you know, the more rural areas where it's really, really green and lush and pretty. You wish your hair grew like it was the 80s again? Well, you know, not to knock you or anything, but, you know. I've still got the 80s rocker hair. Yeah, I'm in Tucson, so, you know, things were never great here to begin with, and now they're just, you know, they're falling apart even more. We got violent crime on the rise and in a big way. We were averaging, before COVID, we were averaging 43 murders a year in Tucson, which for a metro city of 2.5 million isn't terrible based on averages of other large cities. It's still bad because 43 people got killed, but compared to other, you know, large metropolitan cities, it's considered to be not bad. Right now, we are at, if I remember right, there has already been something like, I think 180 something this year, and we're only you know, not even quite into April yet. So yeah, it's getting bad. You know, gang activity is getting worse here. Yeah, I used to live in Fort Collins, Colorado, and the entire time that I lived there, the worst thing that happened while I was living there was some college kids died because they drove their car into a cliff. You know, but yeah, we got, you know, we have a big gang problem here. We have, you know, street racing is getting really bad here. Which I know some of you probably, you know, like watching, you know, Street Outlaws on TV or, you know, Fast and Furious. But to anybody who doesn't know what goes on with street racing, well, first off, is illegal. Second off, the people that do it have no qualms with shooting you if you try and break it up. And they have no qualms with shooting each other over the races. So, you know, and that's been a huge issue going on in Tucson right now. Street racing is very big here right now. They've got like a 4-agency task force going on right now to try and shut it down. And then, of course, we're right on the Mexico border. So, you know, all that stuff that you guys see on the news of the immigration crisis going on right now, that's us. You know, the border is a 2.5 hour drive from here. So, but I mean, as with anything else, as far as the, you know, the danger and the crime and all of that goes, if you stick to yourself and you don't get in, you know, you don't stick your nose into other people's business, then for the most part, it doesn't affect you. Every now and then you might have some, you know, some idiot just having a bad day looking for a fight and decides to pick you to be the one to try and start it with. But other than that, you know, if you just stick to yourself and do your own thing and you don't try and get in their business, you know, just leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. So, anywho, so right as we're sitting here just jabbing about whatever, you know, if you have any suggestions for the channel, content you'd like to see, items that you would, you know, that you're looking for your collections, that, you know, that you'd like us to try and find and have in the sales. You know, whatever, any suggestions you guys have, throw them up in chat. I will jot them on my notepad. There's some ancients you need help identifying. Do they have most of the details still there? Just keep doing what we're doing. Well, I am going to keep doing what I'm doing. Coin conservation and restoration. I mean, I can cover that right now 9 times. Let a grading company do it, because if we do it, it's just damage. At least on the restoration part. I only know one possible trick to getting gunk off of coins. You'd like more commemorative dollars? I keep an eye out for commemorative dollars. I don't pick up a lot of them because a lot of people, for some reason, seem to not like them, which I've never understood why. Got it. I can do one of these streams on coin conservation. You know, things like how to store them and what to store them in and all that kind of thing. I can do that. Yeah, unless there's at least some detail to it, then I would not be able to identify them either. Because there has to be enough that I can at least try and determine, you know, what emperor's on it, if nothing else. Older half dollars, you mean like barbers, walkers, seated liberty? What are you talking about for older half dollars? Because I have like barbers and walkers on a regular basis. The older commemorative half dollars are, you know, with the exception of a few that aren't too hard to get a hold of, most of those are really tough to get. Which one is hard to get? Are you talking about for what? Commemorative halves? Richard? Oh, for barbers? One sec. All right, for your barber halves, uh, 1892O and S are both tougher to get. Those both in a good 4 are almost $300 each. 1893S, 96S, 97, New Orleans, and San Francisco. Uh, 1914 plain date, 15 plain date. For the barber halves, those are your toughies. Mainly those early ones. Because your 92 New Orleans and San Francisco, by the time you get to EF, you're already at you know, $750 each. 1893 San Francisco at EF, you're already at $1,000. And then the 97 New Orleans at EF, you're already up to $1,500. And the 97 San Francisco, you're already up to $1,300. So yeah, for the barber halves, those are your basically your key and semi keys for the barber halves. State halves, 1930s. Oh, okay, you're talking about the commemoratives. Yeah, the commemorative half dollars for the states they're tough to get a hold of, and when they are available, they're really expensive. So that's why I don't really have them very often. Where's the commemoratives? Yeah, so commemoratives. You got, you know, a bunch of them were done for Arkansas. Those are all between $100 and $400. You got the Bay Bridge is, you know, it's just starting at Mint State. You're at $150. Boone, $120. Let's see, Bridgeport, 150. And these are, again, these are at beginning mint states. Your 1925 California, you're looking at about $300 for that coin. Cincinnati's, you're looking at $350. Cleveland, $120. Connecticut, basically $300. Delaware, $250. Gettysburg, $500. The Hawaiian, which is basically the key date of the set for the early commemoratives, the 1928 Hawaii, at a mint state 61 is $2,000. Hudson at mint state 61. Hudson is $740. Huguenot is $122. Iowa 94, Lexington 91, Lincoln $161. So yeah, you're looking at anywhere between $100 and $2,000 for those particular coins. Yeah, they're up there. You know, if you're hoping that those are the coins that I could go get a bunch of and sell you guys for $20 each, no. Supply is drying up. Mine's not. Nobody's buying my supply lately. But I'll keep an eye out, though. I'll put it on my list. Early state commemoratives. I am not familiar with that. Yeah, I can't say if it would be good or bad because I'm not sure what that is. Is that basically like something being done to try and... Is that basically something like that they do to try and like, consolidate one area of something to like get the price to inflate? Is that kind of thing? Yeah, I wouldn't see that happening in coins just because with a lot of coins, there are so many of them. Say for example, like Mercury dimes. If somebody wanted to do that, you're talking about throughout the entire series, you're having to buy, hundreds of billions of Mercury dimes in order to get enough of them out of the market to drive the price up. So it would be very difficult to do that. I don't think that anybody would ever be able to do that with the coin hobby because there's not enough of, or there's too much, basically. Well, okay, here's an example. 70% of all shield nickels ever made are owned by 3 guys. And even with that, it still hasn't driven the price up on shield nickels. So there you go. Plus, pricing with coins is subjective to grading and all that kind of thing too. So it'd be a very hard thing to do for coins. And if if anybody ever wanted to try to do that, say for example with Morgans, good luck with that. Because you would need probably the top 3 richest people in the world to donate 3/4 of their entire wealth to be able to buy them all. Well, they did that with silver quarters, right? Weren't they the ones that like bought up as much of the silver quarters as they could? Okay, so we're talking about just as like bullion level stuff. Okay, that's a bit of a different. That's a different animal than actual numismatics. It's one thing when you're buying up, say quarters and dimes at, if you can get them at dealer wholesale price, you're paying, what is it nowadays, like $5 each for... No, it's like $4 each for dimes and like $6 for quarters or something like that. So it's a lot different when you're trying to buy up, big dollar areas like, like I said, like Morgans or Seated Liberties or anything like that. Oh yeah, social media certainly affects things. But, I would say the biggest damage that social media is doing to our hobby is the people that are out there selling people stuff, for 4 times what it's actually worth. But it's kind of an interesting thing because those of us that, especially back when we first started, there were three main channels doing sales. That was us, Ken Peavy, and Lemonhead. And then shortly after that, what was his name? Cointelligence started doing it. We were kind of the first people really to see YouTube as a platform of being able to do this with the coin hobby. So we were kind of the pioneers of doing it. Now everybody's doing it. So, you know, everything is going online. The coin hobby is no exception. All right, any more suggestions? Any more channel suggestions? Any more items you're looking for sales? Oh, Richard, if you wanted those high-end coins that I sent you that list of, you have until the end of this week, because Rick's not back in his shop till Monday. If I still have them on Monday, I have to sell them to him because I owe him money and I have to pay him. I have merc dimes quite often. Yeah, you keep saying you'll get back to me, but you don't. You're going to run out of time to get back to me. Indian cents I also do quite often. You must be new to the channel, Dandy Dave. These are things that I've had quite often for years. You just got to be at the sale when I've got them. In fact, like 5 or 6 of the high-end coins that I just mentioned to Richard there are Indian cents. Second night? Okay, yeah. Yeah, all the basics like Indians, merc dimes, V-nickels, you know, all that kind of stuff. I have that stuff on a regular basis. You'd like to see 1 pound bulk lots of tokens and coins? Well, I don't really deal a lot with tokens, but I have done that with world coins. Have you guys seen the prices on pounds for world coins right now? They're getting crazy. It's starting to get upwards of like, in some places, it could be as much as like $15. Yeah, I just picked up 15 pounds. We've been out of stock since back when Richard bought like 48 pounds from us. I just finally got some more in. 20 per quarter pound? Good Lord. Yeah, don't ever buy from Amazon. Ever. That's not even what I charge per pound. I am still beating everybody on pounds. As far as like most of your like, you know, your eBay sellers and a lot of that stuff, I'm beating most of them still. Yeah, I've looked up some coin stuff on Amazon just because I was curious, and it is terrible. Prices are ridiculous. Oh, speaking of world coins, for the first time in quite a while, I actually have. I know you guys are familiar with the 100 foreign boxes, but then I also do the 100 countries boxes. I am actually on this upcoming list is going to have 2 of the 100 countries boxes. So those are the ones that not only is every coin different, but every coin is from a different country. Out of all 100 coins are all different countries. I'm going to have 2 of those. And guys, you know, keep this in mind when, you know, you guys, not all of you, but, you know, sometimes, you know, comments are made during the sales. I don't know yet. I have to figure it out. Comments were made during the sales that, prices, even me, as much as I try and keep prices down, yeah, my prices do go up. It's because of what's going on in the world. If, as prices are more for me to get stuff, then of course that's going to move forward to you guys when I sell it to you. Probably, 70% of our total business over the past 5.5 years has been world silver. And yes, there was a time when I used to be able to sell you guys world silver coins for $2 a piece. But melt value at the time was $13 an ounce. Now it's 25. So there you go. When we buy our bulk world silver, which is how we buy our silver to sell it to you guys, we just buy it in bulk. We're buying it by melt. So the higher the melt, the more it costs us, and the more it makes it per coin. It's unfortunate. I don't like to have to constantly raise prices, but I do my best. I'm still beating most of the prices out there on YouTube. I can tell you that. Well, on a guess, I would say probably, I don't know, they're probably going to be like $28 a box. Something like that. Just because I had to dig into my collection to finish those 2 boxes off. So there's at least 4 coins in there that they are the only one of those countries that we have ever gotten. Like literally ever. Oh, speaking of which, one of the silver coins coming soon. First coin we have ever gotten from Sarajevo. So that'll be coming soon. Saying wow because of how much they're going to be, or wow because of what I had to do to finish them. Even their standard 100 boxes are up to like $18 a box now. Yeah. Well, when you're trying to get 100 different countries, it's tough to get those last couple. You feel lucky you bought all that stuff from me in the past? I'm glad you did. I'm hoping you'll be there on a Tuesday and do it again soon. Get us back on track. I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking forward to you being back. Right now, yeah, you are. I don't think anybody could possibly argue that. You are definitely my best customer right now. And that's also why I give you the deals I give you, because you are the best customer. So right now for suggestions, all we got is commemorative silver dollars for a early state commem has. If I can find some that are not super expensive, then I'll grab some. And then doing a subject for this stream for coin care and conservation. It's a long way. Appreciate the gestures in the past. Oh, absolutely. See when they're finally going to recover the Santa. Yeah, I did see that. I did see they finally got the clearance to do it. Rolls of antique pennies. Are you talking like wheats? Or even like... I get those anytime I can. Anytime I can get a hold of some of those, I do. Use your imagination. I mean, 40s and 50s, I can get those all day long. I mean, they're going to be in circulated condition, but I can get them all day long. Older the better. I'll see what I can do. There have been times I've had opportunities to get like full rolls from like, you know, late teens, early 20s. I just didn't grab them because I didn't know if anybody would really be interested in them. Hey, you never want to try and be somebody else. Just be yourself. Look at it this way, Doug. I'm the one selling all of this stuff to Richard, and I don't have that kind of money. So there you go. You know, I'm not afraid to talk about ourselves. We just had to shut down 3 of our streaming services because we have to conserve money. Things are getting that tight right now. We just had to cut our food budget in half. So, you know, good possibility there's going to be be some ramen noodles in our future. Almighty ramen. All right, tell you what. Just so we do at least some coin talk. I'll go through one of these boxes with you guys just to give you guys an idea. Again, these are going to be on the list. I'm not sure exactly what the price is going to be on them yet. Because, again, like we discussed, prices on world bulk is going up. So, this is how it comes. It's got the 100 countries sticker on it. So, here's an example of just one of these boxes. They are in sort of alphabetical order. They're alphabetical order by the first letter of the countries. So here's your first, Australia, Austria, Argentina, Bolivia, Britain, Brazil, Belgium, Bermuda, Cuba, Chile, Costa Rica, China, Colombia, Canada, Curacao, Dominican Republic. Quick trying to fall. Hang on. To keep my stack in order. Stay. Dominican Republic, Denmark, Egypt, hey, Alex. El Salvador, Ecuador, Estonia, Ethiopia, France, Finland. That Estonia was one of them that I had to pull from our collection to finish this box. Fiji, Greece, Germany, Gibraltar, Hong Kong, Hungary, Haiti, Indonesia, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Israel, India. Stop falling. Trying to survive. Iraq, Iran, Japan, Jamaica, Kenya, Kazakhstan, Liberia, Lebanon, Libya, Laos, Lithuania, Monaco, Malaya, British Borneo, Mozambique, Morocco, Isle of Man, Ireland is worth $40 a pop if they're high grade. Mali, that's one of them that had to come out of our collection to finish this box. Malta, Mauritius, Mexico, Morocco, Malaysia, North Macedonia, Namibia, Nigeria, Nepal, New Zealand, Netherlands, Norway, Nicaragua, Papua New Guinea. Be very impressed with the box of world coins. It's full from one to the other. Yeah, this is one of those 100 country ones. Showing them to give an idea of what's in one of them. Panama, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Russia, Rwanda, Romania, Rhodesia, and that word. I can never say that word. Serbia, Syria, Sudan, Sao Tome Principe. That was one of them out of our collection. That's the only coin we've ever gotten from this place. I had to add it to this box to finish it. Slovakia, Sweden, Switzerland, South Africa. And then the last stack from that box. Spain, South Korea, Singapore, Trinidad and Tobago, Taiwan, Turkey, Thailand, Tonga, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, Uruguay, Venezuela, Vietnam, Vatican City, Yemen, and Zimbabwe. So that's the 100 countries that are in this box. Now I got to get them back in the box real quick. I think at this point he asks just to ask because he already has basically every elephant ever made. We used to actually go out of our way to find elephants for him, and then he always had everything. I'll be happy when we get to 1K. We're at 784 right now. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you sub. And there are a couple of countries in the other box that are not in this one. Anybody who knows me knows that world coins are my thing. But yeah, Richard, I get those Ireland 2 pences in all the time. If you want to give me $40 a pop for them, I'll set them all aside for you. I will set every single one of those I ever get aside for you. But yeah, there's only a couple that are worth that much, and like I said, I think they have to be like, you know, at least like AU or something like that to be up there. So yeah, that's some of the stuff that's going. Yeah, but like I said, I just got some more world silver in. I just finally got some of the 1800s Canadian large cents in. Haven't even gotten them into holders yet. They're still just sitting here in a stack. I just got them today. So it's what, 1880. 1859. That's the second year ever of this series. 1858 was the first year. Let's go to scope. Scope's easier with these. Oh, my scope's not working. Reset the scope real quick. See if it'll pop back up. Just bring this closer then. Hopefully it'll focus. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Focus. Now my camera doesn't want to focus. Come on. God, I miss having that manual focus. $1,900. 1860 something. 1899. 1884. 82. I think that's actually the 82H. 1888. 1882. Yeah, this is the new batch I just got in. 1901, 1891, 1876H. That's one of the better years of this collection right there. 1886, 93. So yeah, these are gonna be coming soon. Yeah, it's what is it? Northern Ireland is Euro. It's the part that's part of the United Kingdom. Southern Ireland does their own. Do I have any cheap older than America coins? Older than America coins? So early 1700s? No, I don't have anything like that right now. And typically when I do, they're not cheap. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you consider cheap. Getting into that point, you're talking about like, you're into the Condor tokens at that point. And most of those, you're looking at, $50 and up. It's too bad you didn't come into my channel a few months earlier, Richard. I think it was early last year, I got an entire collection of Condors. It was like, I think something like 200 coins. Now, the only really old coins I have right now are the 1400s, the German Hellers, the Hand of God coins. Can't wrap your reminder on Condors. Condors are easy. The only thing you have to remember is they're basically gigantic pennies or farthings or half pennies, but they were made by the region they're from. They weren't made by a national mint. That's all they are. It's like our Connecticut coppers, our New York coppers. That's what they are. They're coins that were made during hard times when there were big coin shortages and places started to make their own coins. And they're just referred to as Condor tokens. It's like Canada's. You know, Canada had all the ones that are referred to as bank tokens or bank cents because the individual banks from the regions were the ones that made the coins. It wasn't, you know, Canada didn't have the Royal Canadian Mint yet. That's all it is. It's like our colonial coins, but for Britain. Wrong box. And some of those are incredibly valuable. Some of those Condor token prices are crazy, crazy up there. I'm talking like thousands. Or more. Where the heck are they? Where'd they go? There they are. But yeah, the only coins of the older era that I have right now are these. 1300 to 1400 German silver hellers. Referred to as the Hand of God coins. And for that era, these are what would be considered to be basically like uncirculated. I get reals every now and again, but they're hard to come by because most of them are super expensive. I mean, these are what? These are 140 bucks each. And for, you know, for like a lot of the 8 reals, you're talking about 800 bucks and up per coin. If anybody wants these Hand of God coins, 140 bucks each, just let me know. But I always try and keep an eye out for that old stuff. Anytime I ever have the opportunity to grab it, I will grab it. Like the, you know, another thing I've been hoping to be able to get soon is I want to get some more of the, those giant Russian coins. Russian is piquing your interest. It's going to be a civil war in Russia soon, I think. Well, they support Putin because Putin is the monster they know how to control. If suddenly it's a new person, then, you know, who knows if they can control that person or not. So it's basically deal with the evil you know. I mean, either way, the guy's not going to be around that much longer. I mean, the dude's, what, already pushing 70s? And there's rumors that he might be battling cancer. Are there any coins with him on it? Oh, I got to imagine there's got to be. I can't imagine that he would have been empowered this long and not had his face on at least something. Yeah. Yeah, we get some Russian stuff every now and again, but, you know, definitely not on the level of like what we get from other countries. But we do get it. You mainly stay with the good old USA coins unless you're buying 48 pounds of foreigns from me. All right, I'm getting towards the end of our time here, so any more suggestions? If you think of suggestions or think the things that you want me to try and keep an eye out for, shoot me an email after the stream. That way I can add it to my list. Keep the magic alive. I'm trying. Trying to give it time. That's the problem, is I'm running out of time. I have 2 suppliers that I owe money to, and I got to figure out how to get them paid, and then it wouldn't be quite so bad. No, we actually we had to shut down production for that company because we couldn't afford to pay the models anymore. So all we're doing with that now is we're just posting up what content we already had. Which, I mean, we shot enough content during that time that we can still post for like probably another 5 years. But yeah, we ran out of money. So yeah, so Aries modeling is production. The production side of it is shut down. If we get to a point down the road where we think we can afford it again, we might give it a go again. But as of right now, well, like I said, we have enough stuff to keep posting for like probably 5 years. So yeah, it sucked, but you know, we gave it 3 years to be self-sufficient. It didn't make it, so we had to make the decision. Oh, all good. Yeah, it's just, the only money making from that was for people, the people that went and actually joined the Patreon for it. And the target goal for that was we would have had to have hit 100 patrons to make it self-sufficient. Self-sufficient, of course, meaning that, the money coming in from that is enough to pay the models for the shoots, pay for outfits, pay for travel, all that kind of thing. And the highest we ever got was 14. So, less than 1/5 of what we needed. I think right now we're at like 9. And what's sad is that just like with the coins, how I always try and keep it down on prices, I try and, we've got one of the cheapest Patreons out there for that kind of content. Most of them are charging $25 or more a month. Ours is never gotten moved up. It's always been $10 a month for the highest level. And we always figured that doing that would have brought more people in, but it did not. I mean, we knew going into it that there was a chance that it wouldn't work. You go back 3 years when we first got the idea for that. If somebody would have told me that I'd be a published photographer now, I would have told them they were crazy. But here I am. By the way, if anybody wants to check that out, give me a sec. Grab the link. For the modeling gig. Here is the link for that group if anybody does want to go check it out. Honestly, if it wasn't for both the businesses, I wouldn't do Facebook either. I hate Facebook. But yeah, so if anybody wants to go check that out and support that, we'd appreciate it. If you want to see our best work, it's on Patreon. It's only $10 a month for the top tier for that. I just always feel whenever I advertise on this channel, I figure I should, warn people. There is nude work on there. That's basically what our Patreon is the nude work with the models. So if you feel weird about that, don't go to it. Especially for those of you that have been around long enough that, you guys are, friendly with Angela. If you don't want to see that side of her, then don't go there. She has no problem with anybody seeing it, but if you have a problem with it, don't go there. Ask a friend on Facebook now. That's me, Richard. Say what? I'm not sure what you were trying to say, Richard. Oh, I see you. Okay. Now I know what you're trying to say. There you go. I just approved you. You are approved. Yeah, that's fine. It's not my business to talk about other people. We actually used to have a YouTube channel for it, but it got shut down. Even though we never, ever, well, let me take that back. One time we did break the rule, but that was an accident. But other than that one time, we never actually broke any YouTube rules, but we still ended up having the channel banned. So, but it used to be on YouTube at once upon a time. The one time it was actually my fault. Hey, mean one. You know, as I'm sure you can imagine for, you know, for modeling type stuff, we had the public version of videos, and then we had the Patreon version of videos, which had the nudity in it. And there was one time I accidentally mixed them up, and I accidentally put the, you know, the topless version of a video on YouTube. And it got like 180 something views before YouTube caught it. And I was like, oops. And never made that mistake again. So that time was my fault. But the rest of the time was not. And then even on Facebook for it, we're on our second group on Facebook now because the first one, a year and a half in, got shut down. Even though we didn't break any of their rules. So yeah, meanwhile, we've just been talking about ideas for the channel. Ways to try and get things to pick back up again. So I've been asking, like, you know, if there's anything you guys want me to keep an eye out for. I've been making a list of ideas for content. So we're getting towards the end of the stream here, but, you know, again, if you have anybody has any suggestions, feel free to shoot them to me in an email. And again, there will be a sale this week. It's just going to be less lots than what would normally be. It's going to be an 80 lot instead of 125. Well, I'm glad you love the channel. Girls on Coins. I mean, there's the ladies' quarters set. Well, it's also, you know, anybody at any time can report a channel. And since no human ever really looks at those, the algorithm will eventually, if they do it enough times, will shut your channel down. Even though you did nothing wrong. That's why two things that really piss me off about all of the social media platforms are the fact that humans aren't the ones making the decisions. They're leaving it to a really crappy algorithm that is not good enough to be running on its own. And there is no way to actually contact a human for any of these businesses. I guarantee you try and get a hold of a human for anything having to do with YouTube, with Facebook, with Instagram, any of those. Try and find a human. Good luck. I've only known one person who successfully actually talked to a human, and that was because that person was wealthy, and they actually went to their headquarters with a lawyer. Like your bank. But, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got to start working on getting some of these coins done up so I can get the list done and actually emailed out to you guys. Hopefully, I'll have it out tomorrow. If it's not out tomorrow, it will definitely be in your emails by Sunday. So, Hopefully we'll see you guys all at the sale on Tuesday. And then, of course, I will be back next week with episode 5 of the Cheapskate Coin Talk. So everybody have a great night. And again, if you guys think of more suggestions, just shoot me an email. Will I be live tomorrow? No. I won't be live again until Tuesday. Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific. That will be the sale stream. All right, have a great